Today, we decided we would talk about AI for people like me who absolutely hate AI. I can't even say AI, although I don't hate it now. I hated it, and now I have a love hate relationship with it.
I
Um,
remember when I first told you I was using AI and experimenting with it, and you were like, "Oh," weren't you? Oh, I
God, another
hate that
thing you're
idea.
doing that's so boring.
Yes.
Tara is a self-confessed geek. So what she does, she finds out all the stuff that I can't be bothered to learn because I hate stuff like this,
And
and
then
then
you
she
love
tells me
it.
how to do it, and then I think, oh, actually, it's quite good.
Quite useful.
I
Yeah.
think that's the point, though, isn't it? I think there's a lot to be. Well, from this is how I feel about it. It kind of scares me a lot. It really does scare me a lot, and I worry about where this is all going. But ultimately, it's here, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
We can either get left behind or we can learn how to, um, make it help us in our lives or our creative lives, um, and just go with the flow. And, maybe one day we'll all be going, wow, can you remember the days before AI?
I
How
reckon we will. I mean, we've
it
been
could
watching
be
this
like that.
program lately. I don't know if you saw it. It's Hannah Fry one.
I
All
love
about
Hannah Fry.
she's brilliant, isn't
I'm very
she?
geeky in that way. Look, I bought. Well, Paul bought me this.
What is it?
I love really intelligent people. Don't know why I'm talking to you, Tara.
Oh, thanks. I knew that was coming. Uh, But yeah, Hannah Fry, she's just done this thing about AI. But the thing that really annoyed me, I mean, she's brilliant and the program's really good, but it's
Yeah,
all the negative side of AI.
yeah,
Like it's driverless cars going wrong. It's like a murderer committing a murder because he's got an AI
right.
avatar. I wish they'd shown the kind of positive sides, like all
Yeah,
the medical breakthroughs, and now it helps with breast cancer screening and stuff like that now, doesn't it? And I think it's finding cures for things or potential cures.
yeah, and where things like cars. I mean, they go wrong anyway. Everyone
Yeah,
has accidents
exactly.
all the time. I
And
mean,
it's human greed. The problem was human greed. It wasn't so much the AI, it's that they weren't putting enough money into people looking after it while they were testing it. That's the issue.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, when it first came out, I was terrified of it. To be honest, I was thinking, where is this
Were you?
going?
I didn't know you were
Yeah, and
terrified.
there's still elements of that I worry about. Um, shall I tell you the things I worry about?
Yeah, well, tell me one at a time and maybe we can sort of pull them
Okay,
apart.
so I'm not going to go too far into worldly, the massive picture here, because we could do 20 episodes on that, an hour long, and we would never even scratch the surface, would we?
No.
So, as a creative person, as an artist, I'm going to talk a little bit first of all about how I worry about that side of things, okay?
Yeah.
But I am gonna point out there is a lot of positives to this as well, which I've learned more recently. Thank you, Tara. You sort of taught me a lot. So,
Your stupid friend.
my stupid friend, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so here's what I'm worried about. I'm not so much worried about it for me personally because I I haven't grown up with AI, so I am not going to just, I'm already a creative person. I already have an imagination. I already enjoy using it like that. I love I love using my imagination. I don't want something to do that for me. My worry is for the next generation, the generation who are currently 8, 9, 10 years old, and they're now growing up without having to use their imagination at all. And without being taught to use it either. People, the kids, primary schools now aren't even using a pen and paper in a lot of schools. They're just using the styluses and things like that. And they're referring to AI to help them with their imagination and things like that. And this is what worries me. It worries me that it's going to suck away our creativity as human beings, which sounds really deep. But that I really do. I think it will discourage the kids from using their imagination.
Do you not think it's already happened though with pre-AI, we had phones. So, like, when we were kids, you'd be outside playing with your friends, using
Yeah.
your imagination, making up games, wouldn't you? I mean, I used to play shoe shop. I can't imagine kids playing shoe shop anymore. But now they're just like stuck on these gadgets, aren't they? So I think even pre-AI,
Mm.
probably phones and gadgets had
Well,
done some,
internet, isn't it,
yeah,
really?
internet. But also, I can tell you that AI in some ways has helped me be more creative. I used to get it to send me every morning a creative thinking task. Like only I would, I know.
Send you? How what
Well,
do you
you
mean
can schedule things. I could schedule it to do something, to send me something. So every morning, ChatGPT would send me either a random word that I had to use to come up with a creative art idea or a marketing idea, or it'd be a persona that I had to imagine I was that persona.
what, by
And
email?
uh,
I'm not
yes,
getting that, how
yes,
it's sending it.
it can send you it by email.
Oh,
Or it can send you it so you click on it and then you go to ChatGPT. So it's there, and then you go to ChatGPT and you can see the full thing. So
okay, we're gonna have to go over that in another episode then, because that's something I haven't learnt about.
I think you need a paid one for ChatGPT, but
Okay,
we could still do it. I think Perplexed, some of the others you can do a free one.
right.
But yeah, so I'd send myself this prompt each morning. Well, it would make me up a prompt each morning, and then I would come up with ideas. And the good thing then was, whereas when you work alone, I don't know about you, but say you come up with this idea and it's kind of a half, you get these half ideas.
Yeah.
And sometimes you think, oh, I don't know, is this any good? Is it not? And you kind of want to develop it a bit more. Well, to me, that's where it came really handy, because it would give me this prompt. I'd then come up with an idea and it'd go then, oh, that's got potential, or no, that hasn't. And then I'd start brainstorming it with it.
Well, brainstorming's not an issue. I think that's a good thing. Although you could have just texted me and said, "Can you send me a prompt every morning?" And I'd have sent you a prompt every morning.
Would you not have got fed up with that?
No, because I love things like that. See, that for me is like, ooh, what can I think of today? What can I send her today? And I'd find that enjoyable.
Okay, well, start sending me a creative prompt every morning.
I don't mind
I
doing that.
want either a persona or a word.
So, you mean like a personality, yeah?
Yeah, well, it could be something completely random. Like, so ChatGPT used to send me something like, imagine a chimney sweep, but it's now an influencer cross chimney sweep. It sent me quite bizarre ones. And
Oh,
then
right. So not one word, like a whole, like a.
no, I used to get
Okay.
so sometimes I'd get a word. So sometimes it loved anchor. The amount of times it sent me the word anchor, I cannot tell you. But it would also send me these personas, and they would be kind of odd personas. Sometimes it'd be famous people, but I gave up with that one because it did like David Attenborough quite a lot. So yeah, so I found that really useful.
See, if I came up with Anchor or David Attenborough, you'd know I'd been using ChatGPT to get the ideas. No, I wouldn't do that. I would see. That's the kind of thing I like doing. So for me, I wouldn't want ChatGPT to do that, because
Well,
I
it's
would
only
want
given the word. It's not
yeah,
giving
and
me
then
the idea.
you build on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good. I mean, that's good, because at the end of the day, it's giving you a starting point, isn't it? And
Yeah,
then you're
exactly.
going off on your own thing, and the brainstorming thing's great. I think the problem occurs with something like ChatGPT, which is if you're quite disciplined with it and you just stop there, it's great. But it's when you then right. So here's an example.
Okay.
You want to write a post for Substack, or I don't know, a blog or something like that, yeah?
Yeah.
And so you decide you'll type it in, you'll get ChatGPT to take a look at it, make sure there's no spelling or grammar, obvious stuff,
Yeah.
Um, or you might say, "Oh, is there a better way of putting this that makes that sentence flow a bit better?"
Yeah.
Which I have done. I've done that. And then what happens is it'll say, well, actually, yeah, so those sentences just they're a bit clunky. They don't flow because they're too long or something. And then
Yeah.
it'll make it read a little bit better, and you'll go, "Oh, yeah." And then what I'll do after that is I'll go, "Well, yeah, but I don't want an M dash in it." And
Oh
I
god,
don't
those bloody M
yeah, and
dashes.
I wouldn't I still prefer my bit there, and then I'll just edit it back to how I want it, but using that as a guide. "Oh, yeah, you're right, it was too long, that sentence, blah, blah, blah," right? The problem occurs when it's, then says, "Would you like me to rewrite it again for you, just, show you a couple more tweaks that might make it look better?" Then what happens is you go, "Okay then," and then you'll get this most amazing piece of writing that's based on what you've put in, but it almost thinks for you, and it's then the problem is, it's very tempting then to look at your piece of writing, which was perfectly good, and the piece of writing it's just given you, and think, "Well, oh my gosh, that's so much better. Wow, that looks so much more professional. I'll just use that." Do you know what I mean? And that's where you have to be careful, because if you keep doing that, in the end, it's not you that's writing at all. It's it's AI doing your writing. You're basically giving it the prompt, and it's doing it for you. And then what happens if you do something, and if you are interviewed by someone or they ask you to write for them, then you're really you're a bit of them becoming a bit of a fraud. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see both sort of sides of this because, yes, I know, if you end up letting ChatGPT to do the whole thing, I get it. But you remember, some people, you love writing, yeah? Some
I
people,
love writing.
yeah, some people
Excuse me.
aren't
Hold on
that,
a minute. Right, go on.
some people aren't that great at writing. Or maybe
No.
they're dyslexic, or they're just
Yeah.
not good at putting words together. But maybe they've got an idea, but they just don't know quite how to craft it. So
Well, it's
in that,
fantastic for that. Absolutely
yeah,
fantastic
and
for
you can
that.
also just talk into it, like for instance, ChatGPT, or there's a little cheap app actually now called, oh, can't remember what it was called. I'll have to have a look another day. It's this voice app, and it's about $25 one-off payment, and you can just dictate into it, but it's
Yeah.
kind of smart about it, so it doesn't. If you put it doesn't type out the ums.
Okay.
But so you could pretty much dictate something and then get ChatGPT to kind of structure it and, make it sound better. Do you know Gary Vaynerchuk?
No.
Oh, well, he's this big internet guy. Um, and he says he's terrible at writing, but he's really big online, brilliant at speaking. So he always has ghostwriters because he will sit
Yeah.
there, they will interview him, and then they will write it for him because he says he just can't write. So
Well,
it,
that's a fair enough thing, and that's I mean, people with dyslexia are often incredibly creative and incredibly clever people. They're just the words are the difficult thing for them, and I think that's where it's fantastic, because they can then go to ChatGPT and say, "Look, I want to write this, I want to write about that, but my spelling's not great. I'm dyslexic. Can you just please put this together?" And then that's fantastic. Um,
but you don't even have to be dyslexic. You could just not be very good with words.
Yeah, 100%,
Yeah,
or not as good at spelling or grammar. All that,
yeah,
yeah, that's absolutely a fair point. I totally get it. And I think that's where it's brilliant. I just think it's fine as long as people are disciplined with it and use it to a point. So it's still in their own voice.
yeah,
It's just, you don't then allow it to do everything for you. I mean, I look at magazine articles, and I look at, new stories, new books, new this, new that. And there's sometimes I just think, how authentic is this now then? Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Did they actually write this themselves? And fair enough. I mean, you know, if you write a book, you get an editor, and so in effect, you're doing similar thing. It's just the
true,
human
yeah,
being
yeah,
is doing it, which somehow seems more authentic, even though they're still correcting what you've put. So it's a balance to it, isn't there? I
yeah.
think I think it's definitely is great for helping creativity in one sense, but it's also very good at crushing it in another. So I think it's using that healthy balance of use it to your advantage, but then don't overuse it, because then what happens is you'll rely on it, and then you'll forget how to do it.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
mean,
know what I mean?
what do you think to this? Because I don't know if you'll hate this or like this. So, for example, to write a newsletter, we have YouTube videos, obviously, that we make.
Mm,
So I take that transcript and I put that into AI, and it will give me a first version of a potential newsletter.
right.
Yeah. I then go into that and then I rewrite bits so it sounds like me and you.
Yeah, that's fine because it was me and you, and it's taken from that.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, see, that's fine. It's when it's when you are getting a lot from nothing.
Yeah, so you basically mean almost like ChatGPT, give me an idea for an article for this. It comes up with the idea, and then you say, right, write it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then I think that's I don't like that. I don't like that because yeah, that's everything I hate about AI in that respect. It is if people just use it to do everything and actually it's not come from them at all. I
well, that's
think you
what.
can spot it though. I think it's going to be harder and harder to spot, but I do sort of think you can spot it that it does use things like certain phrases and words. You
Yeah, it
kind of
does.
think, yeah, that's an AI thing, isn't it? I mean, if ever I do anything like I put a blog post, which I write myself into ChatGPT and then say, am I missing anything? Um, Sometimes it will change words and it will say something. Well, we were talking about the other day, weren't we? What's its favourite is, there was a subtle shift in something.
Oh
And I'm
God,
like,
yes.
I'd never write that.
It loves shift, doesn't it?
I wouldn't write that. And as much as I thought, "Oh, that sounds really nice," I'm not gonna use it because I didn't it's not words I'd say, and I
No.
want people to be reading my voice, If somebody's gonna take the time to read something I've written, I at least think it does really authentically need to come from me. I need to take the time to write it if they're gonna take the time to read it, do you know what I mean? So I just think I'm not too worried about people like you and me because I think we know the balance. I'm very aware of I don't wanna overuse this. You're very aware of how it can help you creatively without doing it for you. We've both got the balance just right. There are some people out there that probably use it all the time, and I don't know how I feel about that. I find that a bit I find it sad for them because I think they're missing out. As soon as you start getting AI to y be your imagination, where's the joy? Where's the joy? We talked about titling paintings the other day, didn't we? Now, I could easily go into AI and say, "Right, I'm doing this painting.
No, I
Can
do
you
love
come
it
up
for
with a
this, actually.
title?"
I love it
Huh?
for this. I love it for this.
Yeah, you see, because you don't like making titles. Well,
No.
I do, and I love thinking of them. So if I just wanted to do that, it would be taking something away from me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. But I worry more about the new generation coming up because they're not going to remember what it was like
They haven't
to.
learned how to think, I
They
guess.
haven't learnt how to think. No,
Yeah.
they haven't learnt to use their imaginations before it's sort of being taken away from them. And that's what worries me about AI is more about what happens to the kids now as they grow older. They're going to miss out on so much. That's my worry about that.
For me, one thing I don't like is obviously everybody's using it on social media now, but the problem is it can end up being a conversation between AIs. So if
Yeah.
you go on to see a post, but then people are using bots to comment on posts because obviously it's all about business and people want to get their name out there as much as possible. It's not for them about the fun of it or the conversation sometimes. They're just trying to get their name. So you'll have a post that is clearly got a lot of AI in it,
Mm.
and then it's been responded to by an AI.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. That is getting mad when we get to that level, I think.
Also, when you think about what it can do, it can write for you. It can, well, I mean, there's an example right there. So what about all the jobs that are disappearing now? So you trained as a graphic designer. I know you don't
Yeah.
like doing that
Yeah.
anymore, but you trained as a graphic designer. And I know people that are fresh out of college from doing graphic design. And I just think, well, what's the point? There's no job for you now, really, is there?
No,
Because AI will do it just everything for those people. And it's fine because you obviously did it years ago before it all came out and you don't do graphic design now anyway. But the people that haven't long come out, I mean, their jobs have pretty much been snatched away from them, haven't they? Because who needs somebody to write essentially even a magazine? They probably don't really even need to. I mean, I wrote an article for a magazine very recently, um, and I got paid to do that, and it was great. But I wonder how long will it be before they don't bother doing that because they can just get AI to write articles for them, and
I'm
then
sure that happens, but I'm sure also someone at home who's learning something new, like, for example, like the art thing you're saying, but it could be anything. A
yeah,
lot of them will want to learn from personal experience.
mm,
So whatever AI does, AI will generalize, won't it? It won't go from one person's point of view. So you probably paint way different to somebody else does.
yeah,
And
true,
like
yeah,
the graphic design you said, I mean, I'm totally with you on that because I've got a friend who lives in a village and she's a graphic designer. And she says what will happen is all the lower jobs in graphic design will go. They've already gone, to be honest.
yeah,
If someone needed even a tiny job done, they'd come to a graphic designer. Well,
mm,
now they just go to Canva,
yeah.
even pre AI. But now you can go on to some of the AIs and make a website in a few clicks, which is just amazing, isn't it?
Okay, so the next point I wanted to make was about trusting what we see. I get quite resentful of the fact that now if I see the most amazing wildlife photograph and I look at it in awe, and then all of a sudden my cynical side takes over and I think, actually, hang on a minute, I bet that's not real. Which means that if it is real and it is an image to behold and it's just a fantastic image, I should be wowed by it. I should be
Yeah.
able to think, wow, this is amazing. And instead, I find myself not believing or not trusting in the image, which must be incredibly frustrating for the photographer as well, as if it is real.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of amazing things that happen that we capture on our cameras that are amazing. Um, but I saw one the other day. It was a picture of some whales, a film from above, and they were all in the shape of a perfect arrow. But it looked spectacular, and the likelihood is it was probably real.
Yeah.
But then that sort of wow factor for me was completely removed when I thought, bet it's AI. And
Yeah.
that is frustrating because I don't know what's real and what's not. And I don't think people always say what's real and what's not.
I think that's the problem. The problem is not so much that you get AI images, it's the problem that people don't state in that sort of environment that that's not real.
Yeah.
Because I use it like I was using it yesterday to make thumbnails, and I know you've done this for YouTube thumbnails, and I was making you and me look excited like this from our normal pictures, which I think is really good because, we don't live near each other. And it will be very hard to keep on saying, oh, can you send me a picture of yourself looking excited? And now I need to, now I need to, not that you don't look excited all the time, uh, but you know what I mean? It'd be a complete pain, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So that's things like that. It just makes it so much easier.
Mm.
And the AIs now actually make it look like you, not because like a little while ago when I was messing about with it, it'd make you look lovely and quite often 20 years younger. I know
Yeah.
you had a problem the other day,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, so I agree with you. I think the problem is more that we just want to know, is it or isn't it?
Exactly. And it needs to be, yeah. I mean, I suppose it's kind of like the later version of people airbrushing themselves in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, it
That
is.
must be a form of AI because, there's people you see on the internet, you think, "Oh, I saw them last week. They don't look anything like that." And it's like, it's the
Yeah.
same thing, isn't it? You can't really trust
What's
everything you
real, what's
see.
not. Yeah, we're actually gonna do another episode on that, aren't we?
Yeah,
About
I
all
think
about
so.
video and images and
Well, perhaps
stuff.
we should leave this episode here
Yeah.
and then move on to that for the next one. What do you reckon?
Yeah, we do wanna do another one of these as well, don't we, at
Yeah,
some
well,
point?
let's
Yeah, we'll decide later. But
Yeah,
yeah,
okay. So we'll finish this one here, and we've got a lot more thoughts about the negatives and positives. But for fear of making this too longer episode, let's do
yeah.
the next one for next time.
Yep.
Do you reckon?
Right. Yep. I'll
Plus the
see you
fact my
then.
dog is actually chewing my fingers at the moment. I think he wants some attention.
I'll see you next time.
All right, take care. See
Bye.
ya. Bye.